Right now, months after the historic flooding, a local fire department is getting better equipped, unveiling new tools in case it were to happen again. And how the Dane County YMCA is addressing a child care staffing shortage.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us. If you don't have to travel, stay inside tonight. What started as rain today changed to snow and sleet, making for some slick roads this evening. Let's take a look at the road conditions. There have been a number of reports of ice-covered stretches, so if you're going out on the roads tonight, be sure to take it slow. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dana Fulton out on the patio. That snow is starting to slow down a little now, Dana?
Thankfully, yes. Right now we do have just some light sleet for us in Madison. Even spots where it's not icy, it's still slushy, so your traction probably less than ideal as our temperatures are really hovering close to freezing for us. So you get ice, not a concern for every area, but still not optimal road conditions outside. We do still have a winter weather advisory in effect for most of southern Wisconsin, all of central Wisconsin until midnight. The concern, of course, through road conditions even after all the precipitation moves out of here. So here's a look at our Doppler track right now. That band between the edge of Wisconsin and central Wisconsin, of course, Dane County there, seeing a little bit of snow just to the west. Lone Rock seeing snowfall right down parts of Platteville or the area around it, seeing some flurries currently. Thankfully, that rain and mix, what was causing some really icy road conditions earlier, out of here at this point. We're just looking at some light snow and flurries for the next few hours, but just in isolated spots as we have a little storm system just passing through the southern edge of the state. A little foggy for some areas, and again, the sleet not making visibility any better for us either. We had a high of about 37 this afternoon. Should have been closer to 40. But still a lot better than the cold air that we had in place over the last few days. It's 32 right now. The wind chill a little closer to 26. Our breeze throughout the area pretty variable right now, but it is going to pick up a little bit for us overnight. Now we saw peak wind gusts today hovering close to about 20 miles per hour. Expected anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour for our peak gusts heading into your Sunday. We'll take a closer look at what is ahead for your Sunday and the work week ahead in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Dana. Following last summer's historic flooding, Sauk City firefighters are making major upgrades. Adam Duxter tells us how some new equipment will make a major difference for that department. Adam.
Well, Amanda, the firefighters I talked to today say they can only go as far as their equipment will allow them. While this gear won't necessarily be for fighting fires, they say it will make all the difference. Although it's been more than 6 months, firefighters from Sauk City remember how hard it was fighting the floods this past summer.
Cars in the water type deal, people trying to cross them and getting stuck.
Assistant Chief Mike Breinig says it was a brand new challenge for most of his team, something many had never seen before.
Probably had about 13 to 15 hours helping Cross Plains Fire, Black Earth Fire, and Mesa Fire with their rescues that day.
But one memory of those days stands out in particular.
Our crews were getting very fatigued really quick because of the heat.
The water suits the department was using to make rescues last summer were designed for the cold, with built-in boots, built-in gloves, and heavy insulation. Breinig says they had to wear something.
It's just knowing that no matter what I'm wearing, I'm going to be protected from the water and have the right gear to do my job.
But his team says the hot suits made things tough.
It was warm. We were using our ice rescue suits, which that's all we have provided, and to protect ourselves from the chemicals that are in the water.
Shortly after the flooding had subsided, the department applied for a grant to help them do better and be better equipped to fight the water.
Medium.
A few months later, brand new suits arrived. These ones designed for the heat. And while the department says they could deal without more flooding this spring, they're excited about the chance to use their new gear.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a lot better than sweating, and, we can work better and stronger.
Breinig says getting these suits with grant money is huge because he says it saves the department from using taxpayer money. And he says it allows them to focus the department's budget on making improvements elsewhere.
Thank you so much, Adam. New tonight, Blackhawk girls basketball coach Michael Flanagan speaking this afternoon after his team won the Division V state championship. He took a moment to send his support to some fans who were involved in a crash yesterday on the way to the game.
We're very determined that we were going to pull through it for each other and certainly for that family and for our community. When tough times come along, you just find out what a great support system you have, and we certainly hope that we can be that support system to that family. And we owe our community so much. We wouldn't be here without that.
The SUV involved was rear-ended by a semi on Highway 69 as it slowed for some deer. 9 people ages 5 to 85 were injured in that crash. We haven't heard an update on any of their conditions. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says it will stop cooperating with ICE agents. The department says it will no longer share information about people detained in the jail with federal immigration officials. Sheriff Ernell Lucas says they will only share that information if there is a valid judicial warrant. Madison police say they have seen a decrease in reported heroin overdoses so far this year, but an increase in heroin deaths. According to Madison Police Chief Mike Koval's blog, officers have responded to 27 reported overdoses in 2019 compared to 34 by this time last year. But there have been 6 deaths, which is 1 more than 2018. 3 people were killed in a horrific accident involving an SUV and a school bus in Oklahoma overnight. It happened when the driver of the SUV was trying to pass another vehicle on a 2-lane road when it collided head-on with the bus. The bus caught on fire. 1 student on board was killed. The driver and passenger in the SUV also died. The bus was carrying girls who play on a softball team. A scare in the skies this morning. A plane made an emergency landing at Newark International Airport in New Jersey after reports of a fire in its cargo hold. The FAA says the plane landed and remained on the runway while firefighters responded. Passengers evacuated on the runway via emergency slides. 2 of the 189 passengers reported minor injuries and 1 was taken to a hospital. No fire was found and the cause of the smoke remains under investigation. One of the largest gatherings yet of 2020 presidential candidates is happening right now in Austin, Texas. The South by Southwest Conference has traditionally been about music, but this year it's also a big draw for White House contenders. Ed O'Keefe reports.
Several people running for president or still thinking about it are here this weekend, crashing a party better known as a music festival and technology conference. It's giving candidates an excuse to talk up ideas on how to regulate big tech companies and protect Americans' privacy online. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren came here with a plan to break up some of the world's largest technology companies.
To be able to compete on a level playing field is taken away by these platform giants.
Under her plan, Facebook would have to drop the messaging service WhatsApp and the photo sharing site Instagram. Google would have to cut ties to navigation tool Waze, and Amazon would have to head to the return counter and drop its purchase of Whole Foods.
The monopolist will make fewer monopoly profits. Boo-hoo.
These companies also would be barred from sharing users' personal data with other entities. Minnesota Democratic Senator and presidential candidate Amy Klobuchar is another longtime critic of large tech companies. But she's focused instead on regulating existing companies by imposing a personal data tax.
So the idea being that if Amazon or Target or Facebook decided to share it or sell it in some way, that exchange right there should be taxed.
It should be taxed. You shouldn't be taxed. They should be taxed. So if they start sharing your data in a big way, we should start taxing them for that. And that money should go back to consumers, either to protect cybersecurity or to bring down our debt.
Also in Austin, Howard Schultz, the former Starbucks CEO, still thinking about an independent bid for president. He says the tech policy ideas from Warren, Klobuchar, and other Democrats are impractical.
We don't have to break up these companies. We need to discuss with the leaders of those companies their responsibility to the American people, responsibility about privacy issues.
The conversations with presidential candidates continue on Sunday. One of the reasons the Democrats are especially eager to be here, a recent poll of Texas voters found that in 2020, President Trump and his hypothetical Democratic opponent here are essentially tied. Ed O'Keefe, CBS News, Austin, Texas.
R. Kelly is once again out of jail after being arrested for failing to pay child support. The embattled singer spent 3 days behind bars after a judge ordered him to pay more than $161,000 in back child support. Kelly is also facing 10 counts of aggravated sexual assault involving 4 women, 3 of whom were underage. The 52-year-old is due back in court later this month. A leading child care provider in Dane County is raising its wages after raising its school program worker wages, hoping to address a staff shortage seen statewide. Child care directors are having a tough job keeping workers with an average wage of $10.33 an hour and with a turnover rate of about 35%. According to experts, the YMCA of Dane County, which cares for more than 1,100 children in its after-school program, is increasing site supervisor and school leads' wages by up to $4 an hour, hoping to hire more workers and keep the ones they have around.
And they want to stay with the Y. They love working for the Y. They love being with the kids. And knowing that they don't have to go elsewhere to try and get that significant of a raise really makes them feel wonderful. And it just continues to pay dividends as it goes to the kids and the parents and everyone else for that consistency of care.
The YMCA offers after-school programs at 29 elementary schools across Dane County. The Waterloo School District is revisiting its summer school schedule after the winter's icy weather caused students to miss several days of school. According to the district, summer school classes will be held June 17th through 21st, 24th through 28th, and July 1st through 3rd. Classes will still begin at 8 a.m. Tonight is the inaugural Black and Blue Ball in Madison. Several local companies and organizations showing their support for the Muscular Dystrophy Association of Southern Wisconsin. The MDA and Harley-Davidson are involved on a high national level together, so it was only fitting tonight's event was hosted at a Madison Harley dealership.
Most of the benefit of this event and the organization stays right here in Wisconsin and helps local families with their medical needs, with their summer camp efforts, and just generally to improve the quality of their lives.
While tonight's event in Madison is the first year, it has been around for a long time. There is a Black and Blue Ball in Milwaukee that has been going on for decades. Still ahead tonight, Madison's new pro soccer team unveils its inaugural look and a surprise visit for a terminally ill Wisconsin girl. This is News 3 Now at 10. Welcome back. As winter winds down, 2 Dane County families will soon be moving into their new warm homes in Fitchburg. Habitat for Humanity of Dane County dedicated 2 homes in Fitchburg's Renaissance Park neighborhood this afternoon, marking the 280th and 281st Habitat homes in Dane County. A family of 4 and a family of 1 will be moving in the next few weeks. 3 more Habitat homes are currently under construction in that same neighborhood. Athletes around Dane County got up early today to help raise money for eye research at the UW. Today was the 8th annual Cycle for Sight campaign, held early this morning at 3 locations in Madison. Organizers say over the past 7 years, the event has raised more than $200,000 for vision researchers at the UW. Forward Madison FC, the city's new pro soccer team, unveiled its uniform designs today. The home jerseys, which will be worn at Breese-Stevens Fields, are light blue with a white sash down the center. The away jersey is white with a sash outlined in pink.
We're not playing soccer. It is like an opening day. We're opening our new team store, unveiling our jerseys, and we're fortunate to have a capacity crowd and great energy around the launch of the team.
The jersey colors represent the Madison city flag, while the sash across the center represents the city's iconic isthmus. A terminally ill 7-year-old girl from Wisconsin who asked for pictures and letters from dogs is getting an overflow of support. Not only has she gotten tens of thousands of letters, but today she got a special in-person surprise. Emma Mertens from Heartland is fighting a rare and inoperable brain tumor. Today she got a surprise visit from 35 police departments who brought their canines to help cheer her up. According to a Facebook post, Emma is still all smiles. All right, let's get a look at your first alert weather. Dana Fulton has more on when we can expect some sunshine.
Slowly and steadily, the sun coming back into the forecast for us tomorrow. Now, we do still have an alert day in the forecast for tonight because some areas still dealing with some light sleet or even just a few snowflakes. So the precipitation slowly ending for us around midnight. Snow accumulation totals mainly north and west of Madison. We've seen about 2 inches towards Baraboo. In Madison, we picked up just over an inch here at the station. I measured several times out on the patio. Also, of course, had to take the ruler out when I was cleaning off my car just a little earlier. So I've got 1.1 inches right out at the car, but 1 inch right on the dot in the patio. So that's what we've got for us just in downtown Madison. Now, we do still have some light snowfall and flurries stretching between Lone Rock and western Dane County up through the Dells and Camp Douglas. Not everybody's seeing precipitation right now, but these last few bands are still going to come through for us as we get closer to midnight. Everything really clearing on out. Now, central and northern Wisconsin still seeing a little more snowfall, and all of that is shifting east into Michigan. Currently, this area of low pressure is going to continue to track east, dragging all that moisture through the northern Midwest. But as it pulls away pretty quickly, things clear up fairly quickly for us tomorrow. All of this out of here by about midnight. We still have some light snow into central Wisconsin by Sunday morning. Sunday morning, we're going to start off windy and mostly cloudy by the afternoon. Expecting a partly sunny sky. Get a little sunshine in for your Sunday afternoon. Monday actually looks mostly cloudy throughout the day. We'll start off pretty chilly in the teens, and then afternoon highs will be close to 30 for us. So pretty similar to today, except we get sunshine. Temperature-wise, pretty similar though. Overall wind gusts for us on Sunday will actually be pretty high, starting off the morning with those gusts close to 30 miles per hour in Madison. Notice the western edge of the state will be a little windier early in the day, and then those stronger gusts shift east later in the afternoon. We're expecting our wind gusts anywhere still from 20 to 25 miles per hour for western Wisconsin, eastern Wisconsin 25 to 30 miles per hour likely for us later in the day. So windy outside. Temperature wise though, close to today, will be in the mid 30s for afternoon highs for your Sunday. Heading into Monday morning, our wind speeds actually die down just a little bit. Now our next weather system is going to slide in for us heading into Wednesday morning. So Monday and Tuesday plan on fairly calm forecasts. By Wednesday we have some light showers creeping in, and we are expecting some heavier rainfall at times later in the day on Wednesday. We may even see a few thunderstorms. We're expecting quite a springtime storm to slide through the Midwest. Thursday also looking quite saturated. May see some light snow later in the day on Thursday or early Friday morning as all of that moisture shifts east and pulls away. Temperatures will be close to that freezing line early Friday morning. But right now, there's a little question mark on the timing for when the precip is exactly going to end for us. So focus more on the fact that we have more rain in the forecast and a few thunderstorms. Our first springtime storm of the season coming through for Wednesday and again into Thursday. Overnight, our temps are going to hold fairly steady in the mid to low 30s. All of that rainfall has now changed over to snow, and now we're just waiting for the snow to really wrap on up. Tomorrow afternoon, Temps are going to hold pretty steadily still in the mid-30s, the high of about 36 for the day, and then we fall overnight quite a bit heading into Monday. Partly sunny sky expected for us. By Monday morning, we're going to be in the teens. Temperatures will be a little cooler on Monday in the low 30s, and then a milder middle of the week, close to 40 for us for Thursday, maybe even hopping up towards 50 by Wednesday, but that does come along with the thunderstorm potential for us Wednesday afternoon. But we're really falling into a little more seasonal pattern, what middle of March should be like after a very cold start to the month. The 7th coldest start to March on record for us in Madison.
Ooh, so and spring is coming, and remember tonight to set your clocks forward.
Absolutely. Lose an hour of sleep.
But, you know, just think spring. It's coming.
Spring.
It's coming.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Dana. The Middleton girls trying to keep the Cinderella streak going. Highlights from state coming up next in sports.
Well, Middleton hoping to keep the upsets going tonight after knocking off top seed McQuantico last night in the semifinals. Tonight, their opponent, second-ranked Bayport. The Pirates were up by double digits at the start of the second half, but here come the Cardinals. Karina Bursack from the top of the key, 4-3, and Middleton keeps on chipping away. Later, Josie Lemarand in the corner. Cardinals with the 1-point lead with 33 seconds to go, but Bayport chipping one in the final 2 seconds to take the lead, and Middleton losing a heartbreaker, 50-49, the final.
Well, it was a great game. It was, you know, back and forth, and we dug ourselves a little hole, and I think our kids showed a lot of resilience again coming back. We were down 10, and in the huddle they said we've done this before and fought our way back. And these are games where there's probably 100 things that you can go back and think of. If only this had happened, if only that had happened. But I'm just really proud of the girls and the way that they fought back and had a chance to win at the end.
In Division II, an all-Badger conference matchup between Monroe and two-time defending champion Beaver Dam. Monroe's Emily Benchel with the bucket here, but that's the Cheesemakers' only basket as Beaver Dam going on an 18-2 run early on. Then Beaver Dam's stars take over. Maddie Wilkie, just a sophomore, the bucket and one, and future Badger Tara Stoffaker finishing her high school career with another Division II state championship. 65-46 the final over Monroe. Beaver Dam making it a trifecta.
It's truly something that we dreamed of doing, but it took a lot of work at practices to continually get better, to continually push each other, and know that we have that target on our back to go out and have to play every game like it's the last game we'll ever play.
I've had the best teammates the past 4 years. It's been crazy. It's been hard. It's been tough, but to say that we went to state 3 years in a row is pretty incredible, and to be able to get to the state championship game is just as great.
In Division III, Marshall won titles in the first 2 years of the tournament in 1976 and 1977. That's head coach Cindy McVeigh and star player Pat Walter to see if history could repeat itself. Marshall's sophomore Anna Lutz making sure that would happen. She was unstoppable today. The ball bouncing her way all day, 26 points on 10 of 14 shooting. Lutz getting plenty of help. Another sophomore, Lauren Nickel, had 12 points. So did sophomore Mia Morrell. And Marshall winning its second straight title, 64-56 over Laconia. And it was all thanks to how close of a team they are. In Division 5, Blackhawk taking on Clayton. Warriors were last year's runner-up. They're tied at the half. We pick it up in the second. Natalie Leutzinger dropping 2 of her 23 points in the game. Blackhawk taking the lead, never looking back. Bailey Butler, just a sophomore, scoring 7 points in the first 2 minutes of the second half. She had 19 in the game. Blackhawk winning the Division 5 state championship, 51-36 the final over Clayton. And with all the adversity the Warriors have faced this season and this week, it was a dream come true for them. To the gentlemen now. Trip to the Kohl Center on the line as Sun Prairie taking on La Follette. First half, Sun Prairie's Daniel Hawk finds Brock Hoyt for the two-handed slam. Cardinals up by 9. Second half, La Follette's David Gray to Isaiah Stewart for 3, and the Lancers are within 6. Later on, Sun Prairie's Colin Schaefer with the steal. He takes it coast to coast, the Euro step for the bucket. And then later on, Delaware Hale with the drop. He lays it in for 2. And Sun Prairie, they're heading back to state. They get the 66-53 win over La Follette. In Division 4, fans packing the house for the sectional final between Belleville and New Glarus. In the first, Dylan Gratz goes to Royce Clark. He drains a long 3, and it is a 2-point game. Later, Jaden Kreklow. Great awareness here, the steal, the scoop, and the score. New Glarus up by double digits. Then Trevor Gassman passing to Connor Siegenthaler in the corner for 3, and New Glarus is going to state 65-40 the final. We'll be right back.
So the snow has slowed down, but we're still going to have some ice in the morning.
Absolutely, and it has slowed down for much of the area, but we do still have some portions where we're seeing light flurries, so we're not completely out of the woods yet, and that's why we do have a winter weather advisory in effect until midnight for most of southern Wisconsin. Tomorrow, plan on maybe a few flurries, especially north of Madison, towards the Dells early in the morning, but otherwise a clearing sky with some sun coming through later in the afternoon. We'll be in the mid-30s yet again, a little cooler for us on Monday, and then notice the middle of the week, temperatures rebounding quite nicely. That'll come along, though, with our first thunderstorm of the season.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.